When George was hired at UMA, he said he would only take the presidency here if UMA was given the mission by the Board of Trustees to be the community college for the state of Maine. He knew that the only way to do that was through distance education, and he was firmly committed to doing that.
I was asked by the chancellor and the board to prepare a plan to try and address the issue of access. Maine ranked 48th in the country in terms of high school kids going to college. And so they gave me 2 months to come back with a plan. And the plan we came back with essentially said the old factory industrial model of education would not solve Maine's problems. And the answer, we said, had to be new technologies that were becoming pervasive in every other part of society, but hadn't had an impact on education.
Every day was a different challenge. Sometimes it was the technology, sometimes it was the student support systems, sometimes it was how to mail the test spec. We were inventing everything as we went. And it was great. It was for a math teacher kind of person where you're problem solving every day. It was fun. It was frustrating, many times frustrating, but it was mostly fun.
In early September, forget the date, when classes began, we broadcast the first classes. And we had, as I recall, 40 classes going out live over 4 channels. And we became almost instantly the 4th largest higher education institution in the state of Maine, because we had several thousand students who signed up that first semester.
A lot of people don't realize that although the ITV system as we currently know it was implemented in around 1989, I believe, this being the 30th anniversary, but there was actually a predecessor system that was around as early as 1982. Now, I'm a little uncertain of that because I was here as an adjunct professor at the time. I didn't really know anybody. I was starting an accounting practice and I needed money. And so anything that I could do to earn some money, I was game for. So I was asked to teach on this interactive television system. They called it, didn't call it ITV. And I remember it was very much like an overhead projector. We stood beside these boxes and anything we wrote had to be 1-inch high block letters. So that was my introduction to distance education. I had no idea at that time that I would become a full-time professor shortly thereafter, and I was here and had been here a few years when the ITV system as we now know it was introduced. And so I taught on that right from the beginning, having had experience with the rather cumbersome previous one. And so most of my time after that, I was teaching at least one class on the system.
We had a mantra, the off-campus center folks who were doing the most dealing with student services. We had a mantra that we used to we were probably really obnoxious about this. I'm sure we were to the people on campus, but it was, whatever you do that makes life better for the distance students will make life better for the students who are on campus. And it took a while to get that message through. Now everybody understands that. It's like, in the Amazon days, of course, right? But that was a new idea back then. But whatever you do to make life better for distance students, it will make life better for all students.
During my time at the University of Maine in Augusta, I had the opportunity to take classes with a couple of different teachers in the business administration program. Brenda McAleer was one of them. She's currently the Dean of Professional Studies, and she was a great influence in my education and also my career. And the second is Tom Giordano. He is still currently a professor at UMA in accounting, and we continue to collaborate even today. Both of those professors made a difference in my life.
I think the 30th anniversary is such a wonderful event, capturing people before they're all gone. This was a project that was right on the front wave of change. because the Education Network of Maine became the first comprehensive virtual institution in the country, became a model. People came from everywhere to come and see it. And the power of it was that we had so many people working in it who'd owned it. They had helped create it. And they were eager to talk to people, to tell their experiences. So recognizing that on its 30th anniversary, I think is really important, because the power of a vision of how you can do something never grows old. And these people were part of a mammoth vision to change education, and they did it.
I do want to congratulate everyone that worked really hard to build the system that we have today. I was here when George Connick was here, and this was an enormous change for this campus. And I don't know if you realize how difficult it is to bring about that kind of cultural change on a campus, and George Connick pulled it off. It was not easy. And so he, and I'm sure many others were involved in that. I wanted to say, if I can, there's one student in my 1982-1983 ancient class that is in my grade book. This is a grade book. It's a hand grade book. I don't throw things away. Her name was Lauren Shepard. She did really well in the class. And she is still here today, and she's had a big part in developing the system. Her name is Lauren Dubois. So I had no idea, of course, that she would be working for UMA or be here 30 years later. Didn't think I would be either. So congratulations on everyone that's been involved in the system, the faculty that have taught on it, and the folks that have worked really hard to overcome and develop it.
Well, I offer my congratulations to UMA on this, our 30th anniversary of distance learning. And I thank so many people for the support they gave to this effort. I have always been incredibly proud to be also a faculty member at UMA. Because I've worked with all of the campuses of the system, I've seen how the faculty at UMA value their adult learners in ways that are not obvious to people who are looking at 18-year-old students by and large. UMA faculty have always been incredibly empathetic, understanding of the needs of distance and adult learners. And so this has been the perfect institution to launch a distance ed effort. We were the first in the university system, and the others have followed. And I'm very proud to be part of this organization, to be part of a forward-looking group of people who really understand learners and have their best interests at heart.
Today, I am a certified public accountant and a certified fraud examiner. I also have a master's degree in accounting. Without the opportunities provided to me at the University of Maine in Augusta, I would not be where I am today. Thank you, UMA, for making a difference in my life.
One of the most recent statistics I saw about the University of Maine system was last year, 25% of all credits awarded by the university system were distance learning credits. When the network started, it was 0. So in that 30-year period, there has been a seismic shift in how students go to school. So congratulations to everyone who participated and who benefited from this project.